Hey, 420 MSP, back with Dwayne Roebuck of Blue Star, one of the first people I met on the Cannatech journey. Thank you, sir, for being my friend.
Oh, thank you, Harry. It's easy to be friends with you, brother.
Can't wait till we get back to events. I know we're just right around the corner on live events, so we're gonna have stories to tell. But that's not why we're here, my friend. We're here because I want to get your insights into New York State going legal. I mean, if maybe three or four things stand out on that, and I'll probably bounce back at you on it.
Well, I mean, without a doubt, that's huge news in this industry. I believe it transpired like a week ago. Governor Cuomo signed it on a Sunday. And so to see that, it looms large because you've got the largest city in North America now where, this can open up to. And so the possibilities are tremendous. And I think it will also help further advocacy for full, legalization, because now this is the home of banking, Wall Street,
That is a good point. I didn't think of that. Thank you, sir.
yeah, yeah,
Continue.
because I know some of the big banks have been wanting in on some transactions, and they want to support the industry, but they're just handcuffed because of it. So now, if you look at it, you've got three of the largest metro areas in the country, and definitely on the East Coast. You've got Washington D.C., where it's fully legal there, and then you've got now New York, so New York City, New York metro area, and then Boston. So
New Jersey. I
well,
mean,
yeah, yeah. I was thinking of it from a city metro area, but yes.
oh, got it, got it. Yeah. Nope, got it. Yeah, it's Dwayne. Couple observations. One is I need to catch up on doing some reading, and I'll tell you why. I'm busy. This is moving really, really fast, and so on other talks with you, I talked about I tried to be Warren Buffett and read for 2 hours in the morning before I start my day, and I respect that. Somehow those 2 hours have disappeared,
They always do,
and
Mary.
they always do. And I read the New York Times piece, and I'm going to do some research, on a Sunday. Speaking of the New York Times, but it was interesting how they framed it up that maybe there was taxation envy with New Jersey. You got a governor, with all due disrespect, who's got some political problems, and so and they wrote about this. This was his chance to get a win. Um, it looked like it was an overwhelming Democratic majority that passed this legislation. So it'd be a stretch to say it was bipartisan. The New York Times did not frame it up as bipartisan, and that's not a surprise.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, very, few things in politics today are bipartisan. But I,
Yeah,
I I try to stay away from the political aspects and look at the good, because New York is already coming out and talking about social advocacy
they
and
they, they did. Yeah, they
yeah,
did.
and so like
Huge.
the only other area that I've seen, with that type of focus would be Illinois, and so they're saying cannabis transactions won't happen in New York until 2022. But so what I've been doing is monitoring the other big city, Chicago and the Illinois market, and seeing like those guys as they're coming on board. I don't know if you paid attention, but they just had a record month where they grew 35% month over month, and did
And I'm sorry, I missed the geography. Forgive me. What was the geography?
Illinois.
Oh, Illinois. Okay.
Yeah,
Our friend Jim Rimke. Okay.
yeah, yeah. They just did 109 million in cannabis sales, 35% over what they did the month prior. So when you look at New York, and granted, I know I've been talking a lot about New York City, but you do have other metro areas, like Albany, Syracuse, Buffalo.
Sure.
But the big fish by far is going to be New York City. So I could anticipate New York City doing over 109 million on their own,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
then, I was hopeful that Illinois would be the first city to truly embrace, first state, with Chicago being the first city to truly embrace it and maybe have a dispensary on the Magnificent Mile. And I know at one point MedMen was talking about opening up a dispensary on Fifth Avenue. So I think we may be able, through New York City, to see cannabis embrace in a mainstream way that hasn't happened, here in the United States so far. A lot of the places have been relegated to industrial, old industrial areas, where
Yeah.
you're kind of off the beaten path. But it would be nice
Yeah.
to see someone put it in the mainstream.
Yeah, and then maybe one final point, and you kind of alluded to it, and the New York Times spoke about it, but basically the New York Times was saying in their article, and this was an early article, because this was breaking news, right? So bear with them, but basically saying along the lines of 18 to 24 months before the dispensaries get licensed and the regulations get put in place, and there's the bodies that will manage that in the state of New York. And I believe that, having been around, this isn't my first rodeo in Cannatech. And what I want to tell the partners at 420 MSP, SMB Nation, just MSPs, resellers in your world, is the time clock has started. Okay, the time clock has started, and you got 18 months. I don't think it'll be 6 months, Dwayne. I mean, I think you have a little time. I love your opinions.
Well, I think I would be surprised if it took 18 months,
Okay.
especially in light of, some of the political turmoil, that you mentioned, you referenced earlier, because as Americans, we've been conditioned to have a very short attention span. So, I think the quicker the current administration in New York can get that stuff rolling, and the narrative becomes, the jobs, the higher paying jobs, the revenue that's coming in, it serves him, a lot better than, getting it done sooner than later. But we'll see, once it comes to taxation and who's going to get what, that tends to slow things down. But, it's not like this is something that hasn't been done before. So, I think people can fast track it. And, the one who I feel, pretty bad about is Jersey, because I'm sure they were licking their chops saying, hey, we're going to have New York City coming to us. And, that's a lot closer than people having to drive to, Massachusetts. So it'll be interesting to see, how both states push this along.
Yep. All right, my friend, we'll see you next month. And glad that you're healthy and safe, and I'm right behind you. So
Hey,
we'll
thank
see
you,
you on the flip
man.
side.
See you on the flip side, Harry.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.